Okay, it works. All right, guys. Well, let's get this started. This will be the first of many, hopefully, lives on YouTube. Well, my name is Demetrius Jones. I'm the founder and also the star of the creator of AutoAllyX. And I'm in my gym. And I have skinny legs. This is why I'm in the gym, right? Not sure if I'm your regular tech founder. Not sure. What I am sure of is that AutoAllyX was created for the average everyday person who shops for a vehicle and who there we go. The average everyday individual who shops for a vehicle and who is frustrated with the process. And what do I mean by process? You're frustrated with going to a dealership, being bombarded by a bunch of salesmen, or on the flip side, going to a dealership and no one helps you. The same common denominator is there, which is the dealership. We don't trust the dealership. We do not put too much credence into the things they say based off of historical events, shisty or shoddy advertisements, sales that are meant to get you in but not get you out in the way that you came. Just a lot of different things make us not trust a salesperson. It's just one of those things that we've been forced to deal with until now. A little background about me. I've been in sales since I was 14. I started selling candy door to door in Atlanta back in, I guess, maybe 90, 91. No, 1990. But anyway, I've been in car sales probably for about 12, 13 years, or even longer, on and off. For the last 8 or 9 years, I've been in Greenville, South Carolina, and I've been selling cars. I've been selling cars. Oh, I've been selling cars. A good car salesman, but I was always told I was a customer's advocate. I cared about the people that came in. I cared about them. I cared about their desires. I cared about their financial stability or inability. I cared. And maybe about 2 years ago, I started wrestling with the fact that I was spending too much time at the dealership and not enough time with family. My kids were growing up, and all that I was working for was for them, but I was missing every special moment. And so I started trying to devise a way to get free and still make the income. It wasn't until about 6 months ago that everything came together and I started AutoAllyX, which is it's not a website, it's a web platform, a web application that you can also find on the Play Store. And what it does, it gives the general public the opportunity to partner with verified, trustworthy salespeople. Well, that's what it was in the beginning. In the beginning, it was just a marketplace where you can go and look at salespeople in the area and deal with them based off of reviews that were given by honest people. These reviews were not controlled by any automotive industry company such as Cox Automotive or even the dealership. It's controlled by you. It's a place where you go to find a good salesperson like you would go to find a real estate agent, a licensed insurance agent. It was also created to kind of counter the negative reputation that car salesmen have. I felt like if we could get honest reviews from people, whether or not they bought a car or just test drove, if we can get honest reviews, we could pinpoint who the good salesman is. And then from there, we could promote that salesman in a public place. And that's how AutoAllyX got started. Now, what has happened is that we've been able to develop proprietary software and programs that allows customers to stop having their credit pulled at a dealership, to stop going inside of the dealership without the deal already in your ballpark, in your court, under your control. We have something called a credit analyzer that allows you to analyze your credit as opposed to having your credit pulled. Two different things. It analyzes your credit report and then gives you a likelihood score, likelihood of approval score. It also gives you a likely interest rate. Now, I will say that the interest rates may come off a little higher now, but that's by design. We don't want to give you the mindset that the numbers we give you are perfect. These are likely interest rates, but we give you the ability to know those things before you go to a dealership. You don't have to pull your credit to find out those things, which means when you look back 5 days from the day you visited that dealership and had your credit pulled, you don't have to look back and say, oh, there were 5 pulls on my credit, and they told me it was only going to be a soft pull. With the credit analyzer, it analyzes your credit report, gives you a likelihood approval and a likely interest rate, and it doesn't require you to pull your credit. So there's never a hit on your credit, period. And that's something you can trust and believe. Well, we also built something called the Deal Builder, which takes the credit analyzer information, puts it into the loan calculator, allows you to put in your down payment, the cost of the car that you want, the dealership fees, and your state tax. And then it calculates the monthly payment with the monthly interest, but it goes a little further. Instead of just giving you, hey, it's going to be $450 a month at 17% interest rate for 72 months with your $1,000 down, it doesn't do that. It gives you exactly what the dealer would give you if y'all had negotiated a deal at the dealership. And what that dealer would give you is a sheet of paper about yay high, that wide, or that wide, and it would have your down payment with 2 other options. So let's say you chose 1,000, it would show 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and below that it would show your terms: 60 months, 72 months, 75 months. And then from there, I'm looking at my screen, but my camera's here. So then from there, 62, 72, 60, 72, 75, across the line, under each down payment, it'll show your exact monthly payment with the interest rate increase if there is one. You can now take this to the dealership and know, hey, you don't need to pull my credit. You don't need to do anything, but tell me that you can work this deal. Can I get the car at that price with all things included there, right there, bottom line, out the door, at this monthly payment? And they'll say, well, we don't know your credit. You say, it's okay. This is the interest rate I'm likely to get based off of my credit report as it stands today. Can you guys do that? Now you have power. Now there's not a moment where you go inside the dealership and you give them all the power. They tell you what to do and you do it. Not at all. And this is by design. We want not just for you to be partnered with a trusted salesperson, but also have the ability to test their trust, your trust against what the reviews say. And when you come in with this information, when you come in empowered in this manner, you get to see whether or not those trust scores were appropriate for that salesperson, but you also get to control the process. Now they are truly working for you. And this is what AutoAllyX was set up to do after the first initial build. So here we are. Now we're a lot more than what we started off as. Now we're a directory for credit unions. So you can go and find a credit union that may approve your loan. for the vehicle that you're looking at. We are partnered with a refi company called Caribou, which honestly, in this day and time when prices of cars are averaging at 50,000 for a new car, most people are keeping their older cars, and those people who are keeping them are making payments, and they like to lower those payments. So Caribou comes in at a perfect time in our ecosystem, in our environment, called AutoAllyX, to assist the users who are actually interested in being in this app and utilizing this app. Well, after all of that was said and done, we started creating a system that became very involved, very deep, and we were able to patent that system. So why am I telling you all this? Well, you need to know about AutoAllyX. AutoAllyX is not here to change the way dealers do business. We're here to change the way customers interact with salespeople and their dealership. We're the new architecture of the automotive buying industry, and we're here to disrupt. I know I don't look like your average tech guy, your average disruptor, industry disruptor. And good thing, being a tech guy doesn't force you to look a certain way, right? 49-year-old man. And I genuinely created this company because I care. I care about how my customers were treated. I care about how people are treated or mistreated inside of the automotive retail industry. It has been my industry for the last 8 years, and I have found my magnificent obsession with making sure that I change it, and change it not temporarily, but for the long term. So came to talk to you guys about it. And I know this is my first video. The light is not right. There's a woman behind me. There's a treadmill. Here's a cigar. And I have on a shirt that says Flaming Elephant Films. And there's you can do your dips or bench presses over there. Let me introduce you to the set. How about that? Over here is my painting. Well, you can't even see that. I would have to get down. There we go. So I collect art. And that's my art. I got a punching bag that I don't work as much. And I'm a father. I'm a concerned citizen. I'm a guy who cares, and I'm a tech founder. And I'm also, as of tomorrow, I'll be an actor on a set. That's why all this is looking, well, you don't know because this is probably your first time seeing me, but this is not how I wear my face, but I'm preparing it for a scene tomorrow in my first feature film. So yeah. What else do we have over here? And then I'm going to have a seat. And real serious talk. There is time for a change. That time is now. There's no reason why in 2025, 2026, that a person should be apprehensive about going to buy something that's needed, a necessity. You shouldn't be apprehensive about going to get groceries, going to buy clothes, or going to buy a car. It should be as easy as walking out of your door. It should not take 4 hours for you to purchase a vehicle. Honestly, if you look in the scheme of things, when you go buy your house, you pick it out. If you've already done your homework and your work, your due diligence, you have your financing set up, you have your real estate agent, you found the house, you're covered. All you have to do is sign. It might take 2 weeks, might take 2 months to sign. But that's only because it's probably the largest purchase you'll ever make. But look how fast the signing is. Imagine if it was that fast for a home, for a car. And what I mean is, when I bought my house, I may have been signing papers and getting explanations for about an hour. But I chose my house. I found it. The search was the longest part. I found it. I was approved, signed my papers, and moved in. Well, as in buying a house, we know that finding the right car could be the longest part. However, with the internet, you don't have to go around with the salesperson finding your car. You need to go around with the salesperson and test drive it. And that's about it. And if you have everything lined up from your papers to your likely approval, your likely interest rate, as well as your deal builder, then you trim a lot of time off of that process. And that's one of our objectives. Now, I will not sit here and tell you that this is only beneficial to the customer. It's beneficial to the salespeople. They are now able to be magnified for their goodness and not for the money that they made off a customer. Now the community can see that that salesperson is trustworthy, and that salesperson can get more interaction with more people and sell more cars. It's definitely a benefit for the salesperson. And it's a benefit for the dealership, because if they have publicly trusted salespeople, trusted by an independent review system, not one that's controlled by the dealerships, then the dealership is going to get more traction to their store. So this ecosystem is beneficial to it all, but it starts with you, the customer. And I wanted to come to you unprepared, unshaved, with the location that's my gym in my garage, to have a conversation, to show you in my heavy hoodie and my cigar gripped hand what AutoAllyX is, why we are here, and I will now tell you what our plans are. Our plan is to be your trusted platform for car buying. When you go to AutoAllyX.com, AutoAllyX.com, you'll be presented with salespeople if they're set up in your area. If not, just tell your local dealership to get on board. That's all you got to do. They'll give us a call. We'll put them inside of the system. But when you go there, you find the salesperson with the best reviews, the best trust score. You verify by hitting contact or schedule and have a conversation. And in the middle of doing that, you can hit the inventory button on their profile and you can go look at cars. Why is that important? Because when you go to a dealership, you're going to walk inside and you're going to be greeted by a salesperson. And what's going to happen? You're going to go look at cars. It's the natural process. And we believe that because we've been in an unnatural process, the process is frustrating. And because there hasn't been a trust agent or a trust platform or trust infrastructure to make that natural process something that people want to go through, the game has been a game and it has been frustrating. Well, now it's laid out evenly. You can go to the inventory on that salesperson's profile, or if you already know what you've seen on their lot, you can go to the deal builder on the salesperson's profile that you have chosen. You can build out your deal, hit worksheet, and walk into the dealership. Salespeople know the salesperson that you chose will know you're coming and they'll be prepared for you. And it'll be an experience unlike any experience you've ever had. Yeah, AutoAllyX, AutoAllyX.com. And once again, I know I am not the traditional tech founder, which says a lot. What it says is there's a new face in the tech industry coming to do new things to empower not just one people, but an entire country to have a better experience when buying the second largest purchase that most people will ever buy. My name is Demetrius Jones. I'm the founder of AutoAllyX. We are a buyer-initiated platform that allows the consumer to control the car buying process.
And where do I press stop?